many English language learners share that their goal is to learn more English, to be more comfortable with the English language, so that they have more job opportunities. Maybe they want a promotion at work, or maybe they want to try a new position in a new field. Today, I want to talk to you about two very important aspects of any job search. Number one, your resume, and number two, your interview. Let's get started. What is a resume? Well, a resume is a simple document that communicates your experience, your education, and your skills. What can you do? What makes you a special candidate? Typically, a resume consists of 1 or 2 pages. We want to keep this simple because a potential manager who reviews your resume, who reads your resume, often considers many candidates, many different people. So it is critical to say exactly what you want to say in a simple format. Let's take a look at a resume example. This example resume comes from Indeed.com. Indeed.com is a great site to search for job opportunities. Maybe you are familiar with this site already. You see here that this resume example is 1 page with 4 basic sections. Sometimes the format looks a little different, but this is very typical. You include your name, your current title, or potentially the title you want to achieve, your contact information, potentially a brief summary. This is a short section, maybe 3 or 4 sentences, that describes your overall experience, as well as your professional goals. Then we have the most important section, your work experience. So you can add as many entries here as you need to describe your past experience. Where do you work now? Where did you work in the past? You can include some general dates. In this section, you really only need to cover the last 10 years or so. Then you have your education. Where did you study? Are you studying now? Are you in a university or a college now? Then we also have a section for special skills. Maybe you know how to use a very specific computer program. Or maybe you are bilingual. You study English. This is the basic outline. Again, you may see different versions. I like to include a bullet list, for example, in place of or instead of long paragraphs. Like I said, this example is from Indeed.com. You can use Indeed.com to create your own resume if you don't have one. On Indeed.com, you can choose your template for your resume. For example, the one we reviewed together, and click Use this template. A template is a sample, an example. And from here, you can enter your personal information, name, location, your city. I include a close, big city. so that people know, oh, he is near Atlanta. He is close to Atlanta. Your phone number, your email address, and so on. I will include the link to this site in the description of the video below. Like I said, the video today is more cultural. It's important to consider unique factors based on your location, where you live. If you want to apply for a job that is based in the United States or in the United States, because remote work is a popular option now, some things you will not include on your resume. For example, in many countries around the world, it is common to include a photo of yourself with your resume. Do not do that for jobs in the United States. Also, do not include too much personal information. For example, are you single? Are you married? How old are you? Do you have children? In the United States, it is not common to include this information in a resume or on a job application. This is because in the United States, we have laws around job discrimination. So the manager who interviews candidates does not want or need too much extra information. So again, include your name, phone number, potentially your address, but do not include more personal or intimate details. In the United States, we also have laws specifically around age discrimination. On your resume, of course, you include general dates of when you work in a specific position, but you are not required to include the dates of your high school graduation or your college graduation. Let's move on to talk about job interviews. We will consider a few common questions that a manager will probably ask you in an interview so you can be more prepared. Number one, what are your strengths? What are your strengths? What are you good at doing? Remember the adjectives we have covered in our class. You can use words like, I am hardworking, or I communicate well with others. You may also hear the word team player. If you say, I'm a team player, that means you work well with the people around you on your team. Next, what are your weaknesses? Remember, weak is the opposite of strong. So, what are some areas of difficulty for you? Where do you have problems at work? This is a tricky question because it's difficult to describe your weak characteristics in the first interview. You don't want to say anything that is too bad, but you have to answer the question. So choose a weakness that is something maybe you are working on, you are developing. Maybe English as a second language could be a skill you are working to improve actively, and you could include that in your interview. Why do you want this job? Why do you want this job? Obviously, a job is good for extra money, but you want to give a more heartfelt answer. Talk about your excitement, your emotion for a new opportunity, to learn more about the field, to apply your skills, and to contribute. Why should we hire you? Why should we hire you? Again, remind the manager of your strengths. What are you good at doing? Use specific examples where possible. For job interviews, especially in the last few years, it is very common to hear questions that ask you to describe a specific example in your past. Always have examples ready in your mind. Think about projects from your past in past jobs. And if you think, oh, this new job is so different, I don't have any experience, I want to learn, always think about what we call in English transferable skills. These are skills that you can take from any job to the next job. Focus on responsibilities that you had in your old role, for example, working with people, customer service, that you can bring to your new job. If you have questions, or if you are preparing for a job interview, send me questions. See you next time.